From all this blue, you might be able to tell that I'm at Lowe's. I actually don't live that close to a Lowe's. I happen to be in the area, so of course I'm gonna pop in and see what they have. And I thought, why don't I show you too? So let's go take a look. First off, I came in and saw that they have all their tubers and bulbs. Looks so good. Like they have all these different dahlias. It's $7 per bulb here. Or these are actually tubers, just so you know. They're called tubers, not bulbs. But anyway, look at this one. The peonies. Oh, they're not known to do well here in Southern California, but if you have success, let me know. This one I think does well, but a few of these, I think they struggle a little bit because we don't get that cold. But there's lots of all of these fruits that do well here. So we're talking onions, sweet potato, asparagus, more onions, and then all the raspberries. These may not fruit for you this season. It might take 1 or 2 seasons because they are bare root and really small and young, but you might get lucky. Here there's some more dahlias, gladiolas. Look how pretty that mix is. I normally don't like mixes, but this is really pretty. There's 20 of them for $10. That seems pretty reasonable. And then if you don't mind a mixed ranunculus, this is really inexpensive. Let's see the size. Ooh, these are definitely on the smaller size, but totally fine. There's some more dahlias there. And then all different kinds. There's even some hostas. I don't have shade in my garden. And here in Southern California, this is way too hot. You can see it wants full shade. So I can't grow those. And elephant ears, same, it's partial shade. Ooh, caladiums. We've got different kinds of caladiums here. Over here, there's so many seed packets from Fairy Moore's. And they are pretty inexpensive. It's like $3. You get a whole pack. This is 50 days to harvest. These ones are organic. Then there's some herbs. It looks like flowers are over down there. They've got kits, pollinator mixes. Then over here, there's some houseplants. I won't go into that. I'm not the biggest houseplant person. I think 2026 is the year I get into houseplants, but not for this video. If you are into houseplants or if you know a lot, let me know who your favorite creators are in the comments below. And even if you have a favorite houseplant. I'm getting very distracted as I film this because look at how neat this display is. Oh, lucky bamboo. I really like that. The vase. And let's see, how much is this thing? I don't want to drop it. It's $19.98. So that's really pretty. Let me flip this so you can see. These are so cute. Little pots and everything. Oh, I like this. I like being able to see the roots of my plants so you can see the health of them. These are so pretty. They've done such a good job. I'm not familiar with this company, Live Trends, but it's really cute. I know I said I wasn't going to show you houseplants, but these are done so well. I might have to just, take a peek because I'm here. It looks like they have all of their baskets and then some interior pots. And then over here, some more houseplants that you can make your own little arrangement. I do want to take a terrarium class this year. I generally know how to do a terrarium, but I do think a class is always nice. And then here's some of the smaller pots. Look at that. So many good things. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. I'm trying not to take forever. And I got distracted and walked away from my purse inside the store. This is not good. I got distracted by the plants and then I can't see. So here's some more. And then over here, ooh, there's like the rain catchers. This is really cool. It's like a little fish one. I have one I need to put together. I haven't done yet. I actually haven't been into this Lowe's garden. I just realized. I came to show you some pots. And so this is like a standard size 10-inch pot for $11.98. Just some terracotta ones. And I was just at Costco in the previous videos and they had a really good deal on pots. So something comparable here, I would say, is like this one. It's a different look, but it's the same material, $26 for a 20-inch. The Costco one was a 22-inch, slightly different look, and $15.99. So this has a lot of different pots. Moving on from pots, they have a huge selection of soils. Today is not the day we're going to talk about soils, but it's here. They have it all the way down the line to there with mulch and everything. But this garden center is better than the other ones I've been to. Also Lowe's, different location, but this one is definitely great. This is Torrance Sky Park. If you're looking and you're in Southern California, bare root roses are in. Let's see what else is here. Oh, they even have some Monrovia, which is a really good plant brand. And there's a lot of annual color that's in. If you're into that, here's the shade section. Oh, they even have camellia trees. That's really nice. $70 for a camellia tree is about right. And lots of all the things that you need right there. But right now it's cyclamen season, so you can see there's a lot of cyclamen right there. And we have pansies and lavender. There's a nice cover up top, so we're able to have pothos, and it's like semi-shade in here because it can get really hot. And then, oh, they have camellia bushes here. There's only $15 for, I think these are 1 gallons. So that's pretty inexpensive if you're trying to start a garden. They don't grow that fast, so it will take some time, but if you're willing to be patient, you can get those and wait. Usually I just talk about plants, but this is kind of cool. I have not seen a shed that's like this. If they made this like a greenhouse, that would be even better. Could you imagine if you had a panel at the top, but it's like a little tiki bar? How fun is that? That is so fun. Okay, I just got distracted. It looked really fun and cool. But yeah, if you had a little, you wouldn't need a permit, it's small enough. And if you wanted to entertain, there's the door right there, and you can put a little setup in the back. That looks fun. Oh, and there's more pots over here. I think these are some of the same pots that I saw on the other side. This whole drought tolerant section. And the grower is definitely stocking them really full. Here are the violas and primroses, annual color. They might come back for you, or they might self-seed. That's what happens in my garden. These are the cyclamens. Look at how pretty they are. A whole field of cyclamen. Even the lawn furniture, the garden furniture, it looks really good. Wow, this garden center has everything. They have all the building materials out here too. I am so much more appreciative of garden centers that I have here in Southern California because they're open year round. It's January, we have tons of plants, we have tons of pots. You can garden year round here, but when we were in Maine, the garden centers were shutting down. There was nothing to buy, even if we had money. There was basically plants that were on the clearance rack and they were not gonna do well. I feel super lucky for that. And here's some more fruit. I just got distracted. They even have dragon fruit here. A 3-gallon one is $28 and a 2-gallon one is $19.98. I have a lot of dragon fruit, so I don't need any of those. I tend to collect from friends and also local growers when I can. There's a lot of fruit tree options here, and I see a clearance rack, so let's tiptoe over there. We're gonna try to be really good. I already picked up a Carhartt sweatshirt because they carry Carhartt in store. This is a size large and it fits really big. I wanted it just so in case it shrank in the dryer, I would still be able to wear it really loosely, and it's 40% off, so even better. All right, so over here, this is the clearance section. less than $2 turns to $1, 15 and up gets 50% off. Okay, so we're looking at geraniums. These are year-round here, so that would be a good investment for your garden. Here we got some houseplants, some bromeliads too, ivy, bromeliads, and then over here bougainvillea. Oh, look, for $14.98 you can get some Orange King bougainvillea if you're willing to wait. And then, oh, there's even an orchid. And then here we're looking at azaleas. If you have a shady spot, azaleas would do really great. Look, there's some pansies. These are so pretty. The pansies are usually $2.98, so that means they would be $2. And then if you wanted to plant a Christmas tree, this is like a fun house plant. I don't know that one. There's begonias, there's more pansies down there. Little snowmen, if you like that. That's an air plant. There's some firebush. I think these are perennial. And then over there, that's red hot esperanza. These are Monrovia plants, so you're not gonna go wrong with them. This is flax lily, so $18.98. That's 50% off. If you need some garden fill. Ooh, I wonder what this is. There's a tree. Ooh. Tropic Gold Apricot. So this is 50% off, and it's supposed to be bare right now. It loses all of its leaves in the winter. So that's it for the clearance section. This is winter at Lowe's here in Sky Park, Torrance, and I don't know about you, but it's pretty impressive with all the plants that are here. There's at least 5 employees working, stocking the shelves, making sure everything is nice and full. And we haven't even gotten into peak gardening season. I live in an area where I could probably within 1 hour drive hit up 5 Lowe's. And this one is definitely at the top in terms of shopping. There's no one else here right now, although it is a Friday morning, so maybe some people are at work, but this is my job and I get to come see all the setup and everything of the garden space. It's so nice here. I would definitely come back again. And let me know if you saw anything you like, or if you want me to check in again in a different month. This is from the outside of the garden center, and I'll show you, there's so many plants out here. Take a look. Annual color. There's all the purple pansies, and then these are some of my favorite. They're tiger eye violas, and there's the blue color. That's a different name, but they just look so cute. There's some lantana back there, and then some other color that you can put in. And then there's bougainvillea. Bougainvillea does really well here. And I guess if you want, they actually do direct delivery. We were just over there, and now on this side there's some Cape daisies, some snapdragons. They've got the hanging baskets, and then here this says, I don't know this plant, upright annual. It's honey Europe, I don't even know how to say that, honey Euryopsis maybe, I don't know, but it's pretty. This is my section right here. One of the reasons why I don't really install anymore is plants have gotten so expensive. This one oregano plant is $15.98. You might be better off in the long run growing this, but if you don't use oregano often, just get some from the store. But if you like and you prioritize growing your own food, definitely still get it. But you can start with a smaller plant. This is some parsley, and there's some tomatoes. If you want a head start, that's $20 for the big one. And then over here, all the herbs. And I do think you can grow. I would start with a smaller plant. They're fully stocked with a lot of veggies and herbs. Now, I'm gonna tell you what to buy and what not to buy. Okay, I feel really strongly about this, so I might dedicate an entire other video about what herbs and plants to buy from the store and which ones to start from seed, because the price of plants has really, really gone up. And you know what, labor costs more, shipping costs more, everything costs more, so I get it. But if you are trying to be mindful and you're growing your own food for that reason, then I will give you some tips. Any herb, like this is a $13 pot of thyme, and you know what, this might be a good buy because you get to use it right away and it's going to last. It smells so good and it's going to last you a while, right? And then even oregano, maybe that's okay, but parsley and cilantro, those self-seed and they start from seed very, very easily and quickly, so don't buy those. Same with lettuce, don't buy those. Things that you should buy: rosemary. Rosemary is a good one. Now you can propagate those on your own. There are plant rules and all those types of things. Like, it probably is infringing on some type of contract, but if you're doing it at home, nobody's gonna know. Okay, peppers. Yes, it does cost $7 now for a pepper plant. Now, if you eat a lot of hot peppers, maybe it makes sense for you to buy a plant and grow it. I wouldn't start these from seed unless you have a very specific variety that you want, because they take a lot longer to start. And if you're brand new to gardening, it might be demotivating if it takes so long to grow these, especially if you have a short growing season. Here in Southern California, I can grow these year round. It's not a big deal. They're not an annual for me. I can overwinter them pretty easily. So another one that you should buy from plant or start is going to be strawberries. This is a $20 basket, but at least there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants in here, maybe 6, and that will multiply pretty quickly. So $5 a plant isn't too bad. If you're not picky about your tomato varieties, you can definitely start them as a seedling. If you want to get seed trays and nurture them, go ahead. Totally fine. The only reason why I would grow tomatoes from seed is because it's a variety that is not readily available, just because this makes it so much faster, where I just plop it into the garden and I don't have to think about it. So if you are that kind of lazy gardener who just doesn't want to think about it, then this is the way to go. Because even though it's $5 a plant, maybe you can find 2 plants in one pot, but you would be able to get gardening faster. There's less waste. You're not throwing plants away that didn't make it, things like that. So again, here are some more pepper plants. And then let's go down the line a little bit. If you decide that you don't have time to start seeds, or you don't even want to bother, start from 6-packs. You get more bang for your buck, even if it's gotten more expensive. This is $6, it's $1 a plant. Something I wouldn't grow is Brussels sprouts. In my area, Brussels sprouts don't do that great because it needs a long cool season, and I actually don't have a really long cool season. I grow year round, and if we have a random heat wave, it could bolt, and then bye-bye Brussels sprouts. We do have some growing in the school garden this year, so we'll see how that goes. But other things that you can grow, there's cabbage right now, and there's kale and broccoli. Again, I wouldn't buy lettuce as seedlings because 1, they don't look great, and 2, it's $6 for 6 romaine plants. You can buy a whole grown plant and not have to worry about it or plant it or bugs or anything if you just buy organic romaine. So yes, does it taste better? Sometimes. If you get a heat wave, it will make it bolt and it will taste more bitter. It's a crapshoot, but I would do lettuce from seed because it just grows better, it anchors better from the root, and there's no transplant shock, things like that. I hope that helps. I thought that was a pretty good walkthrough for January, and I know some of you who have cooler months right now are chomping at the bit to start gardening. Don't worry, it's almost time. Let me know what you like in the comments below, and if you want me to visit again, I will do the drive for you. And as always, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.